Hey everybody, how's it going? Timing wise, the Sailor Moon collab may have started, but we do want to go over the new 13.1 version update because there are a bunch of quality of life updates. And for those of you who don't speak or can't read Japanese, I guess reading is more important in this case. I want to make sure you're able to navigate around properly, especially since the big one here is that the sort UI has updated. So, I mean, we're just going to dive right away into this. So, if you go into the sort screen, you may have noticed that it has completely changed, and I think it is for the better because the biggest thing here is you no longer have to scroll to get to all of the options. Um, it's a pretty basic UI principle that scrolling if possible, not a good thing. It has caught on recently with those animated long scroll pages. I think that's what it's called now. But you don't want that for a menu, so the fact that they've changed that is really good. The ordering is basically the same. The main gimmicks are here, these 9. So from the top left, going in row order, we got null gravity barrier, null damage wall, null warp. Second row, we have Minesweeper or Flight. Minesweeper or Flight, individually. Sorry, let's say that again. First one and the second row is Minesweeper or Flight. Second one is Minesweeper only. Third one is Flight only. And then in the third row, we've got Null Block, Null Wind, and Null Magic Circle. Now, you may be thinking, hey, that's not it. That's okay. There's this arrow right here under the dark element, right? And this will open up for the rest of it. Now, I know I said scrolling is not good, but hey, we've got this option to make sure that it's only on one page. And, we've got so many options here. We got the killers. So, right, the first section is for elemental killers, fire, water, wood, light, dark. And then we've got the individual classes. I'm not going to go over them all. There are so many there. And on the bottom, we've got some other killers. So you got the counter killer, weak point killer, null gravity barrier killer, and poison killer, which I think what Onokomachi has. Actually, I don't have her in that form right now. We got the what was it, resist? So like the dark resist, light resist. I think, for example, Max Murai is a wood resist type monster. So that's there. You got breakers, so that includes shields and drones. You've got SS reducers, recovery, status recovery, regenerate. A lot of the angels have that now. Barrier, so that's like mana or of course Lucifer here. Double combo, that's of course we've got Kamui and oh yeah, Chocolat has that too, huh? AT Field Synchro, that's from the Ava collab, Laser Stop, Inner Strength, Dash, and anything else. What's the anything else? Oh, probably the Barrier Fuel, right? That the Barrier Giver ability that Pandora has, or um, oh, Poison Nullifier. I always thought that was a funny one. But yeah, the UI has changed completely, and of course here you can change from bounce, pierce. These drop downs do have 2 functions. You can of course click them to open them up, and you can pick whichever one. So this says all, balance, power, speed. Right, balance, power, speed, and blast. However, you can also hold onto it and just slide up and down if you feel like 2 clicks is too much for you. You can also do it this way, which I guess having the option isn't bad. Rarities, of course, you can read that 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is the evolution state. So the first one says all. Oh, that's just total, right? First one says all. Second is Evo or pre ascended. Next one is before being transcended, and this one separates them individually in their Evo, Ascension, or transcended forms. This middle one is asking about the max luck status. So this is you don't care. The top one is You don't care. Second one is it is maxed luck, and maxed luck means it's the highest possible luck it can be. So there are some special monsters like Oragons, which only have 1+1 luck. That is considered a maxed monster in terms of luck. So do be careful about that. But keep in mind, of course, 4 or 5 stars will have the blue clover, 5, 6 stars will have the green clover. The one on the right is asking about how you get the monsters. First one is you don't care. Second one is from the gacha, and third one is by other means. Last but not least, well, I guess it's not last. We've got the able berries. Again, you've got added. I can't do them one by one, but you got added attack, speed, life. Second row is bump combos, reducing damage. Third one on the second row is the cutthroat. On the third row, you've got the knockout. Then the one that speeds up your strike shot for the very first time, and poison resist. What was it? Detox, right? In the fourth row, you've got the healing one, and increases the effectiveness of heart. And on the bottom section is basically quest modifiers. So the EXP increase, the gold increase, the speed clear increase, S rank time increase, and the score increaser. So hopefully that helps you find what you need. And of course, if you want to find monsters that don't have able berries on them, you can click it that way. Of course, click it again to ignore that filter. And last but not least is this one, checking on if you have any monsters that you have set up the reservations for Ascension materials. I don't have any right now, so that's why you don't see anything here. And I believe the ordering in terms of the how you see your monsters, you've got Elemental, Pierce Bounce, Sling, the power, whether your monster is a power type, balance type, stuff like that. You can also sort by abilities, rarities, your bump combos, class, and luck skills, right? So if you want to see, all right, who had the bump combo critical kind of stuff. Next section, you got level, HP, attack, speed. This one sorts by luck. This one sorts by your able berries. And the bottom one sorts by how many you have, right? If you have, you have the 6 chocobos here, they'll all be grouped together. This is by chronological order. And the last one is the number of times you've used monsters. Nothing new there. However, there are some small updates to the sort UI, and the first one is by abilities here. Before, they had this weird thing where if a monster had multiples of them, they would be in their own category. Like, I think the example that was used was actually, I'm gonna cheat. I know they have it there. For example, if a monster had null gravity barrier and null damage wall, they would have their own section that had both in them. Now they've properly separated them out. So I think, right? So there's no awkward category of having both now. They are properly separated. Like you see Beelzebub here, Uri. They are actually showing up in both sections, right? So it does make it a little bit easier to find what you really want, and you don't have to try and find that hybrid category anymore. And likewise for bump combos, you can actually now see them by their sub bump combos. Before, you were actually locked in with their main bump combo. So I think Napoleon here is a great example. Napoleon, the sub bump combo, even though she's transcended, is actually the blast, right? But before, you could only search by the mid-level spread bump combo. So it's a great update. Helps see everything that you really do want to see, because especially for transcendent monsters, that sub quote unquote sub bump combo isn't actually a sub. It has pretty much the same power as a normal bomb combo. So having those available no matter what is a good thing. All right, let's move to number 2. There's a new process for fusing max luck so you can get an Ableberry slot. Remember, assuming a drop monster is eligible for it. If you have 2 max luck versions of that monster, you can fuse them together to give them a Ableberry slot, which is cool. Now, they have changed it so that there's this dedicated UI. And actually, let's go back to the previous screen so I can show you where to go for that. You just go to menu. You'll go to the the scroll screen, and on the top you'll see this give a monster a Ableberry slot, and you can see that luck symbol to show that. Now, if you don't have any monsters eligible to do this, you'll see this error message here, basically saying you don't have anybody that qualifies for this action. And so that's why I have this screen, which will go through the process. I mean, it is what the news article added, but as you can see, you'll see a monster that is eligible. You'll click it, and then you are able to add up all of the monsters in your box such that you have 99. And one benefit about this is that you no longer have to waste a divine Charl on your second copy, because now you just need a sum that equals 99 to do this action. So you can save that divine, you can save the morlings, you can even, well, I guess morlings you wouldn't do, but you can save the turtles, right? Because normally you need to evolve that monster first so you could get it to max luck. So it's a little nice. However, there are a bunch of caveats they added, so I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. One, the old process will no longer work. You cannot fuse them together normally, so please be careful about that. There is a new process for that. And as you saw, earlier, let's go back to that previous screen. If you're not eligible, they'll give you a warning message, and basically what you need to do is make sure for that monster that you want to do this action on, one of them has to be max luck. There's no way around that. And the other one is you need to have at least 198 luck in total, right? That max luck for that first monster, and another 99, which can be distributed no matter how you want. As you can see in the image there, it doesn't have to be 99. It can be 75 and 24, but in total it needs to be 99 plus 99, which is 198. If you made that, then you'll see the menu. No problem. Any morling that you have on the the second max luck in total will not transfer over as any experience that you would have normally gotten by fusing them together. So do keep that in mind. And there is no change for leftovers. So let's say instead of those 75 and 24, you had 75 and 34. That extra 10 will just be lost. So do be careful about that. There is no change for leftovers. All right, number 3. If you've been playing the Gozetsu quests, that is, let's see, Shringala, Karna, and Vila. Yeah, Vila. You may have been racking up some Gozetsu points, and they have actually expanded the rewards on them. They originally stopped at level 5, so the best you could do is get 5 orbs every 11 and a half days, or get 300 souls every 11 and a half days, or medal discounts up to 10%. They have doubled the rewards all the way up to level 10. Again, remember, you get 10 points for every luck you get for the Gozetsu monsters, up to 99 for each. So what the max you can get now is 2970, since there's 3 Gozetsu quests now, 99 each. And did I do my math right? Whatever. But now the max is 1450 points, and if you get that for each row, you can get 5 orbs every 7 days, 3,000 souls every 7 days, and this is probably a big one here. The 30% discount on medals. That is a good amount of medals you're saving, and given how much you can farm on special events, if you have the box to handle those Gozetsu quests, you can easily get some good deals. So what? That's 1450 times 3. That's what? 342, 4350. Right, 4350 if you want every single reward, and you get 990. Yeah, so you can't max everything out, right? Probably once the fifth one, that is enough to push you over. So if you max luck all 5 Gozetsu quests, hopefully my math's right. It's late. But yeah, and also a really awesome thing that they've noted in the news is that there will be an exclamation point on the appropriate tabs to notify you that a reward is available. So they're saying it should show up on the question mark here on the bottom right. It'll also show up on the third option here, which is striker information. And it'll also show on this tab, the bonus tab, because of course that's where you can access the rewards here. And I know a lot of people have complained on Twitter that, I forgot about it, there's not enough information. You can set up a notification, but it is a push notification, so you could easily ignore it, accidentally clear them all, and just completely forget about it. So yeah. Unfortunately, I only have, I was able to at least get the level 1 for the orbs, so I only have 7 luck in total. Ooh, but that's fine. Alright, number 4 is a cool quality of life update. You can now exchange for helper items with magic stones directly. Before, you had to actually break them down into metals before you could use them, but now there's this swapping icon here, which is actually what you see in the quests, right? Before you go on a quest, you can actually exchange for metals or diamonds. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is an option to do that. So if you have not turned on that option, you should do that over here. Right? You want to turn that on to make sure you can take advantage of that quality of life update. Definitely going to be useful, I am sure. Number 5, normal quests that you have completed will now actually keep track of the parties you used. Probably helpful for when those experience times 2, drop times 2 events are available. I'm not sure if it's going to have it because I did transfer my phone from my old phone, or maybe since it's new, they haven't kept track of it, but at least it should be there starting from now. Alright, number 6, in-game sub bump combos will now be visible. Before, you only saw the main bump combo, so I took a small video of that. Let's see that in action. Alright, so first you can see, right, we've got Sora there with the weak point lock-on shockwave. And before, that's all you would see. But now, starting with this update, you'll see that it did switch over to their sub-bomb combo. Right, Nostradamus there with the tribal pulse, Sora with the static electricity bump, and of course, Marguerite, aka Tequila, there, switching between the vertical and the twin vertical lasers. So that's pretty cool. Being able to see both is good. That's high. Then number 7, in-game. You might have noticed a lot of newer quests have introduced this gimmick where bump combos are no longer activatable. From the UI point of view, they will actually now put an X on your bump combos to make it even more obvious that that's a gimmick, right? If you don't look at sites or look at the notices before you enter the game, you might not know that. So having that X there will just make it more obvious, which is honestly great. All right, let's see. Number 8 is you can now jump directly to quests from the Ascension screen. Hold on, I need to unlock my phone. Okay. So for example, let's say we wanted to evolve somebody. Let's reset. Okay, so Otsu here. So the mermaid, right, Nagisa, is not available right now, so you don't see that. But you can see that the Onigiri guy right here, he is available as an event quest. You can now jump directly to that quest through this screen to say, hey, it's up now, go ahead and get it. You can also do this for quests that are in the library, right? So let's say I want to evolve this, I don't know. No, I don't want to evolve, I want to send somebody. Did you have an ascension? Oh, I know, we can take advantage of this new feature that says before evolve or ascension. So here we go, Vampanya. Oh no, that's a special quest. We don't want to do that. What this guy? Man, I am not having luck picking the right monster. Oh, here we go. Oz, right? So Oz has some monsters. It is not up in the event, but it is in the library. So you can also go directly to the library there. And honestly, it just makes it a little bit easier to get to where you need in, you know, a little bit faster time. So thank you for that. And I think this is the last one on my list is if you do schedule an event, the quest banner will now explicitly state it. This does not apply to Ascension RSVPs. So if you go back to the screen here, right, because so if you go through this screen through the scheduler here and say, you know, I want Shiringala the next opportunity, or you know, I really want Nagisa. When you know, sometimes you may have forgotten. Again, this is a push notification, so you might miss it. You go to this screen. This screen right here will now show something like this. It may not be obvious. I mean, of course, it's only the section on the bottom that says this is a event that you have reserved. So it may or may not be helpful for you, but it is something at the very least. And that is basically it. Wow. This is, yeah, that took a while. There's a bunch of small miscellaneous updates. I'll go through them real quick. Oh, one big one that you may be happy about is that, let's go back to this screen. In the library, the 0 series are now available. So let's see, 0. Oops. Right, so Izanagi 0, Izanami 0, Yamatake 0. So I mean, this, you may not be farming them for max lucking, but they were a pain in the butt to get to ascend monsters. So having them there now is pretty awesome. I'm sure that made a lot of people happy. And there's a few other quests that joined too. Some of those newer ones, so like Strong, Shigai, Senpuga, Dodokari, and Hotane are now in the library. Fixed a few bugs with the status recovery and plasma not doing their full damage, or doing something odd as a side effect. And I did notice there were a few bugs reported on the official Twitter. For example, if you are using line groups, if you send an invite to a group, it may crash the app. To get around that, just simply send it to an individual user and then copy the link that way, or just use the button on the top right that says open line directly and do it manually. That should get around that as well. Okay, that was a long video. Let me know if you have any questions. I am more than happy to answer anything for you. That is why I do these videos for you. If you're still around, thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. As always, me and SF handle Twitter account ENGmonths. If you want to get the latest and greatest news there, we try to post things ASAP and also keep you up to date for any events that should be coming up. As I said at the beginning of this video, the Sailor Moon collab should have started by the time you are watching this video, unless I got the timing wrong. So I am super excited for that. As you can see, I have a lot of orbs stored up. I'm not going to use all of them because, you know, the new year is coming, but I will probably use a lot of them. So until then, thank you for watching. Bye bye.